The new Blair Witch Project movie isn't a remake? Let's talk a little bit about it.
What's your favorite scary movie?
Be afraid. Be very afraid.
I want to be a fighter, like you.
Oh, let it burn! Let it burn!
Did you miss me?
You have to shoot them in the head. They always come back.
The boat can leave now. Tell the crew.
Well, sometimes that is better.
Good luck.
Hey everybody, I'm Killjoy Jake. Today we have some really exciting horror news updates to get into, but before we do all of that, please make sure to like this video and subscribe for more news update videos just like this one. We have some exciting updates to get into today on Backrooms. I forgot. I just straight up forgot. We have some really exciting updates to get into today on movies like Backrooms, Scary Movie 6, and Anything But Ghosts. Thank you to my Patreon supporters and channel members for keeping the lights on around here. Now let's get into the news. 2026 is such an interesting and bizarre year for horror. It seems like this month, May, which we've just entered, is kind of the hotspot for some of the biggest releases in the genre all year. October, however, the typical horror hub month, is starting to fill out a little bit. I definitely think VHS 9 is dropping that first weekend, but alongside that film, we'll also be getting the new spider horror film, Crawlers. Releasing in theaters on October 2nd, Crawlers follows Serena, the overworked and underappreciated manager of the Paradiso Palms apartment complex, who discovers a mysterious death. But what begins as a suspected viral outbreak quickly spirals into something far more terrifying, a catastrophic infestation of venomous spiders, spreading rapidly through the building. Trapped by a quarantine with no way out, residents are forced into a desperate fight for survival as the threat multiplies by the second. Armed only with her intimate knowledge of the building, Serena may be the only one who can keep them alive, if she can confront her deepest fear. I'm really excited that we're getting some more horror movies this October, but oh boy, that sounds a whole lot like Infested from 2023, coming from director Sebastian Vanecek, who's of course doing the new Evil Dead film. One big notable difference here, however, is this main character of Serena, this overworked and overlooked manager of the apartment complex who maybe knows about some secret passageways that can maybe get some people out of a sticky situation. I really dig that angle to this, especially considering that she's played by Matilda Lutz from Coralie Fargeau's Revenge. If you've only ever seen The Substance from that director, her first feature, Revenge, is also pretty kick-ass. It's not called Revenge for no reason, let's just say that. It's also coming from the same filmmaking team as popular action flicks like John Wick and Sicario, as well as executive producer Scott Strauss, who was previously attached to the Resident Evil and Underworld movies. It's a pretty safe bet to say that Crawlers is not only going to be a big spider movie, but also an action horror flick. I'm really excited for this one, and I hope we're watching it in theaters alongside the new VHS. Fingers crossed we get an announcement on that one soon. Suzanne Woost has been announced as part of the cast for Orphans, the third film in the Orphan franchise. In a report talking about her upcoming film Sundowning, it was announced that she was part of Lionsgate's Orphan 3. Suzanne is probably best known in the horror space for her role in Goodnight Mommy, a creepy-ass motherfucking film that I highly recommend if you've never seen it. Suzanne is likely playing the mother of the next foster family that Isabel Fuhrman is able to attach herself to and pretend to be their child. But an interesting thing about Orphans is that there was a leaked plot description of the film which basically reveals that this family is once again kind of evil, just like the family we saw in Orphan First Kill. This time around, however, the patriarch of the family is recruiting a bunch of orphans as slaves, which is a really fucked up scenario. Nothing out of the ordinary for this very uncomfortable franchise, however. My theory is that Isabel Fuhrman is going to gather all of the orphans in some sort of massive army to take down their evil foster parents. I am oddly excited for this one because Orphan First Kill was kind of a sleeper hit for me. I didn't think I would like that film at all. The original Orphan is such a standalone movie, but that prequel film was actually a pretty good time back in 2022. This one is mostly coming from the same people, so I think this will also be a pretty good time and a freaky little film. Last time we talked about the atomic Blumhouse Blair Witch movie that is on the horizon, we had a very exciting update, and today is no different. First and foremost, to do a little bit of recap, Dylan Clark will be directing the fourth installment in the Blair Witch Project franchise, and if you don't know that name, that's okay, because you will certainly know this name soon. Dylan has had some unprecedented success lately as he's adapting his horror short film Portrait of a God for Universal, with both Sam Raimi and Jordan Peele producing. Not only is that Portrait of a God short film fantastic, I imagine the feature will be too, too, but it's also bringing together horror legends Sam Raimi and Jordan Peele for the first time ever on a single project. I liked the short film and I probably would have showed up for the feature, but now it has shot up my list in terms of things I'm highly anticipating. There is a lot of faith in this content creator turned filmmaker right now, as he's already being attached to some big IPs like the Blair Witch Project. He's in a very similar position to Mr. Curry Barker right now. Today's update, however, is that the original filmmakers and some of the original cast have just joined as executive producers on whatever this new movie's about to be. Cast members Michael C. Williams, the guy who's standing in the corner at the end of Blair Witch Project, as well as Joshua Leonard, have just joined the new movie as executive producers. Alongside them are the original movie's filmmakers Eduardo Sanchez, Daniel Myrick, and Greg Hale. Michael C. Williams even retweeted the Bloody Disgusting article reporting on this, saying nothing but gratitude. Oh yeah, it's not a remake. You just wait, The Witch is back. Plot details for this upcoming film have been revealed just as many times as The Witch was in the original Blair Witch Project. So this is kind of the closest thing we have to some sort of plot detail. With the way that Michael is wording things here, it almost has me wondering if they're doing like a requel to the Blair Witch Project where we actually get to see like Mike and Josh reprise their roles from the original film somehow. Maybe it's just archival footage again like the franchise has done before in the past, but it would be kind of cool to see if these characters got to live for at least a little longer after the events of the original film. Could you imagine if a new set of people find the house, they go into the basement, and Mike is just still standing in the corner? That would be really funny, but also super creepy at the same time. If you've been watching this page for a long time, you likely know that I don't really love the original Blair Witch Project, which is kind of a hot take, I know, but I am really excited to see whatever else comes from this franchise. I'm a sucker for found footage at the end of the day. I will definitely be seeing this day one. We were just talking about up-and-comer Dylan Clark, now let's talk a little bit about Mr. Curry Barker. A whole bunch of new posters have dropped for his highly anticipated upcoming feature, Obsession, which drops in theaters in 2 weeks on May 15th. I am so unbelievably thankful that I got to see Obsession early. It's probably the best film of the entire decade. In fact, some of these new posters are even showcasing some of the better moments from the entire film without any context. After having actually seen the movie, I kinda love what they're doing with the marketing. It's not giving away any of the big twists and reveals, but it's getting right up to the damn line, dude. I would recommend not turning your brain on too heavily watching any of the marketing. I don't think it gives anything away. Like I was saying in my review, this is a very unpredictable film, but please don't get this one spoiled. I would argue this is the most important horror release of the entire year. While I am so excited to see everyone's reactions to Obsession, we do have some news on Curry Barker's upcoming feature called Anything But Ghosts. Barker and frequent collaborator Cooper Tomlinson both star in this one too, playing two fake paranormal investigators who must face actual ghosts while dealing with the deception of their own fraudulent business. The big news revolving around this one is that they've just added 2 new members to their cast. A Blumhouse and Mike Flanagan mainstay with Violet McGraw, as well as Bryce Dallas Howard from the Jurassic World franchise. Aaron Paul, Jesse from Breaking Bad, was also announced to be a part of the cast recently as well. This is a really interesting development here because Obsession is a movie mostly rounded out with a small cast of up-and-comers. Anything But Ghosts is very clearly taking a massive leap forward. We got some real bona fide stars here, not to discount any of the performances in Obsession. Like I said in my review, which you should watch if you haven't seen it yet, In Navarrette's performance in that film is about to make her a scream queen. There is no doubt in my mind about that. Anyways, if you're not paying attention to Curry Barker, you're missing out on the next big thing in horror. Plain and simple. Go see Obsession in a couple of weeks and stay tuned for more updates on Anything But Ghosts, as well as his Texas Chainsaw reimagining. We have some really exciting and poignant new shots from Scary Movie 6, which is of course just called Scary Movie, to keep with the whole trend of naming new movies the same thing as the original. We're already doing meta commentary and the movie hasn't even come out yet. Let's go. Let's go, Scary Movie. Golf clap for you. This hilarious brand new shot shows off Cindy and Shorty looking terrified as Doofy walks into the room. I don't know how serious they're gonna handle the story in the new Scary Movie, but I will say that Doofy was revealed as Ghostface in the original film, and now he's back. So what's up with that? I'm wondering how they're going to explain this, or if they're just not going to explain it at all. They don't really need to, it's Scary Movie after all. Logic is kind of out the window in this series. And that's the fun of it. Another great new shot from this movie is Cindy and Brenda in the back of an ambulance, very clearly mimicking Sydney and Gale at the end of Scream 2022. We've already seen so many little parody shots of Scream 5 in particular with this film. I imagine that's the film they're taking aim at the most. What is likely to be the best Ghostface film of the year drops on June 5th. I cannot wait for this one, coming up in like a month here. We had some really killer updates today, but which one had you the most excited? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Thank you all so much for watching. Please subscribe, and as always, don't forget to kill it out there, y'all.